This video is all dark and intense because it is solely about Scott Pilgrim. Last night I went to go see the Scott Pilgrim Midnight Show with my friend Vince and my mom and my brother and sister. Just really, really good. I mean, one of the things that, like, you know, movies that were, you know, based off of books or graphic novels or like any other media are, I feel like the movie its job is more to embellish that original storyline, or not storyline, but the original thing, instead of, you know, just like make it so that the movie's the thing that like everyone loves. A lot of movies have trouble with this, obviously, like Airbender. The Death Note movies were actually okay, though they left out a lot of stuff that I think Death Note fans were really sad about. This Scott Pilgrim movie, it did like the perfect job of making it as close to the storyline as it could be without matching it exactly, because if it matched it exactly, I feel like it would just be, you know, the same. I mean, I've never seen a movie that has done that if it was from a book in the first place. I've never seen something that matches it exactly, which is weird because I feel like more movies should try to do that. Like, there were a lot of new jokes in the movie that were like that were like very Scott Pilgrim style anyway, and like were very, very funny. I was super happy about all of the actors and actresses that were in it. The guy that played Wallace who's Macaulay Culkin's younger brother, was just like amazing at playing Wallace. Like, he just got it down perfect. I loved it. Oh, another thing, they got the sets like so perfect. The one that I was most surprised about, actually two were pretty much perfect. One was, you know, the house where the band played at, that was Stephen Stills and Neil's house. And then the other one was Scott and Wallace's apartment was like inch for inch the same as the books. So it was just amazing. Like, even the poster next to their bed, that's like the two people kissing, like they had a poster that looked exactly like that. I was like, holy crap, it's like exactly. And then like Wallace, every time he was in the apartment, they matched how, like, in the books he's always just wearing like a polo and boxers. Like, it was the same exact thing. The only one I didn't really like actor and actress wise was the chick that played Kim Pine didn't look like Kim Pine in my image of her. She did an okay job character-wise anyway, so, I mean, it's acceptable, I guess. So, going into it, I didn't know if Michael Cera was going to be a good Scott, because in the books, like, even though he's dopey and stuff, he's still, like, very, like, outgoing and, like, not shy or anything. And then having Michael Cera come in there, and that's sort of his whole thing, is, like, awkward and shy. I was like, I don't know if that's going to work. It did somehow. Like, I mean, it wasn't exactly the same Scott as in the books. The different version matched the story just as well, and still got the point, like, how, you know, like, anyone that reads the books, even if Scott's, like, not your favorite character from it, you still love Scott, like, because he's hilarious and just, like, dopey and funny. So, like, it got the same, like, love of Scott across. A lot of the evil X's were just, like, pretty much every evil X was, like, perfectly how they looked in the book and, like, how their characters were and everything. Especially, Roxy and Lucas Lee, like, they could have just taken them. It was, I don't even know, like, I've never seen from a comic book to a movie them do such a great job taking, like, their character design and putting it, you know, into a real person. Like, Lucas Lee's eyebrows were pretty much exactly the same as the book, and it just, like, because that's, like, his main feature on his face was, like, he had this, like, very up eyebrows and stuff, and it was just perfect. And then Roxy, though they gave her a southern twang in the movie, and I can't remember if, like, I felt like she had that in the book or not, but her outfit was different a little, but it was still, like, pretty much perfect, like, book to movie. If you're going to see this movie, and you have never had any contact with Scott Pilgrim, like, you've never read any of the books, probably it's about, like, a B- even then, like, because it's still, like, a totally enjoyable movie, like, without knowing any of the graphic novel, because I had people with me that had never read it and they loved it. And but if you have read the graphic novel, it'll just blow your mind that like just all the similarities, and like they just did a really wonderful job. And Edgar Wright is one of my favorite directors, and it was just really, really awesome. And if you haven't read the graphic novels, go do it. Like I suggest reading them before you go to see the movie because it'll just make it that much better. So yeah, that was my review of Scott Pilgrim.